Hollywood celebrities are not happy with actor Antonio Sabato Jr. after he completely spilled the secrets on Hollywood and showed what it is going to take to completely change the entire game. And the things that he says here are exactly the things Hollywood does not want him to say. Not that he really cares anymore what Hollywood says, because he happens to be a blacklisted actor after he showed his support for Trump. So actor Antonio Sabato Jr. says he was blacklisted for supporting Trump, now works in construction. And we've seen a lot of these different stories like this of different actors and celebrities who have been blacklisted from Hollywood for various reasons, but a lot of them end up being kind of the same type of thinking, where if they have wrongthink, if they do not align themselves with the Hollywood agenda and narrative 100%, pushing the neo-Marxist communist type of nonsense and all of the woke BS, then they are people who are blacklisted. And we've seen this time and time again. And anybody who happens to be a potential threat to Hollywood is put out of the industry, completely banished, and that is exactly what happened to him. Actor and failed GOP candidate Antonio Sabato Jr. was one of the very few Hollywood celebrities to publicly support Donald Trump in 2016. And while his candidate may have won, his career in Hollywood abruptly ended. Imagine that. I had to sell everything, Sabato tells Variety in a new interview. I had to pay all my debts. I was blacklisted. All my representatives left me, from agents to managers to commercial agents. I literally had to move, find a new job to survive, and take care of my kids. It's been terrible. And now today he has decided to come out of exile, so to speak, to roast Hollywood, completely expose them in some pretty insane ways, and also to show what it is going to take to completely disrupt the entire system. I mean, and this is all stuff that Mel Gibson has been talking about and doing as well. This is all really good stuff, and stuff that we need to continue to push forward. So with that being said, please leave a like, comment, share this video, all of that good stuff, so that we can continue to raise awareness on what is happening in Hollywood, so that we can continue to fight the good fight when it comes to the culture war, because what he says here is exactly that. So let's go ahead and check this out.
So what do you make of this new diversity standard being applied for the Oscars?
Listen, Dan, they're destroying the Oscars.
And if you don't know about the new diversity standards with the Oscars, basically what is going to be happening, and probably for the next Oscar season, is that you have to meet all these different like woke criteria boxes and check boxes and all of that type of stuff when it comes to how many people of color you have in your film. And soon it's going to be like how many LGBTQ representatives you have in your films and all this type of nonsense. So they're literally dictating what art is. That is exactly what is so destructive about what Hollywood is doing, is that they don't actually care about good storytelling, which is exactly what we care about at EpicVerse, but they care about the agenda.
Already have done that, but now they're destroying an industry that used to be free, to have the choice to make films based on merit, based on performances, based on so many things that were real. These guys, they sound like the Nazis back in World War II when they were starting like this. Before you know it, people won't be able to make any movies of any kind, and they won't be nominated or winning awards for the right reasons. So this is very dangerous. I mean, I heard you say all these things, and it's just, you know, they're not trying to bring people together. They're dividing people. They're bringing racism. They're choosing who and what and where. And the more they do that, the more they talk about race and colors and gender and all this other BS, excuse my French, they're going to make a lot harder for people. So I suggest we start a new Hollywood. We get a new production, a new studio, and we do it. But it just goes on and on and on.
Which that is exactly what we are doing with EpicVerse. This is the tease that we just dropped for one of our films that is coming up, and I'm super proud and excited for how this turned out. But this is exactly what we are doing. We are fighting back against all of the nonsense in Hollywood. That is why we are creating new art, new stories, and we are going to eventually replace the old industry, which is exactly what we need to do. Now, I'm not necessarily thinking that along the same lines as him. I don't think that we need a new Hollywood per se. I think that the future of filmmaking and cinema is going to be a decentralized form of filmmaking, which is probably a good thing. The more decentralized things are, the better that they are, and that is exactly what we are doing with EpicVerse. So with that being said, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Make sure you go subscribe to EpicVerse over on YouTube, where we are going to be dropping more and more stuff like this. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.